There is one psychological rule engineered to perfection for presidents, spies, diplomats, and even luxury hotel brands. It costs $0, takes zero effort, and guarantees an unforgettable first impression. Without getting this one thing right, it takes a massive amount of effort to change the way people perceive you. But when you do get it right, it brings unknown opportunities, saves you from awkward situations, and brings you literal luck. That rule? A genuine smile. But before we talk about how to smile, you first need to understand why something so simple can completely change the course of an interaction, and maybe, therefore, life. Other than your close family and friends whom you see daily, the image, or I can say idea, you have of everyone else is almost entirely based on how you felt the first time you saw them. And that is exactly how other people remember you. Once this good image of you sticks in someone's mind, it is incredibly hard to break. In fact, it gives you a massive margin for error. People don't like to feel wrong. If they instantly like you because of a great first impression, they will actively fight their own thoughts and even forgive your mistakes just to prove their initial judgment was right. Think about the last time a total stranger smiled at you for no reason. No conversation, no context, just a genuine smile. You probably remember exactly how it felt. And you may even sometimes crave for that smile because it made you feel that good. That's the effect we're talking about, and it works both ways. That psychological principle is working for you, all because you smiled. When two equally qualified people are waiting for an opportunity, the one with the warm, smiling presence would almost always triumph over one with a dull face. As Dale Carnegie said, the expression one wears on one's face is more important than the clothes one wears on one's back. Now, before you go out and start grinning at everyone, we need to talk about what not to do. First, a definite no for the insincere, mechanical fake grin. Every person, subconsciously or not, will catch it. It makes people resent you and flags you as cunning or untrustworthy. So how do you do it right? If you want to perfect this, you have to look at the scientifically proven perfect smile, the Duchenne smile. Smiling is one of the most studied human facial expressions in psychology, neuroscience, sociology, and evolutionary biology. French neurologist Guillaume Duchenne discovered that a truly genuine smile uses two distinct muscle groups: the zygomatic major, which lifts the corners of your mouth, the orbicularis oculi, which contracts around your eyes, creating those little crow's feet. To do a Duchenne smile, you must simultaneously contract the zygomatic major muscles to lift the corners of your mouth and the orbicularis oculi muscles to crinkle the outer corners of your eyes. A simple cue is, smile with your cheeks, not just your mouth. The easiest way to achieve this is to think of someone or something that genuinely makes you happy, rather than forcing the expression. A fake, polite smile usually activates only the mouth. But research consistently shows that people judge Duchenne smiles as more trustworthy, more authentic, warmer, more attractive, more likable. Meta-analyses confirm that genuine smiles are perceived significantly more positively than posed smiles. When you flash a genuine smile, the other person's facial muscles activate within milliseconds, even if they are unaware of it. Scientists call this facial mimicry. Their brain literally borrows your emotional state, instantly building rapport, empathy, and understand emotions. This is the kind of smile that instantly breaks tension, elevates the room's mood, and practically forces the other person to smile back. Some of you might be thinking, but I have a naturally angry resting face. If that's you, you actually have a hidden advantage. When someone with a tough exterior suddenly flashes a warm, genuine smile, the contrast is so striking that it actually tends to land even harder. Now, you might think this is just an interesting psychological fact, But the real question is, does anyone actually use this knowledge? As it turns out, some of the most influential people and organizations in the world do. This isn't just theory, it is a billion-dollar tactic. Media consultants spend enormous amount of time coaching presidential candidates on exactly how to smile, how long to hold it after a handshake, when to use it during debates, how to maintain eye contact while doing it. Why would anyone spend that much money and time on something so simple? Because they know voters decide how they feel about a candidate before they've even processed a single policy point. Research from groups like Warwick Business School highlights how these distinct facial expressions shape trust and public support. It shows that a politician's smile heavily sways voter behavior, functioning primarily through reward smiles, affiliative smiles, and political bias. Using the right type of smile has resulted in creating in-group bias, positive voter judgment, and electoral success. Walk into a Ritz-Carlton, a Four Seasons, or a Disney hotel. Notice something? Before anyone even asks for your name, someone smiles. Luxury hospitality brands know that guests might forget the lobby, but they never forget how they felt in those first 30 seconds. Presidents rehearse it. Airlines teach it. Advertisers spend millions trying to capture it, all because one genuine smile can do something words often cannot. But if you really want proof that a smile is more than just good manners, we have to look at the highest stakes conversation imaginable: a hostage negotiation. Let's learn from former FBI lead hostage negotiator Chris Voss. Imagine a bank robbery that has just gone terribly wrong. The building is surrounded by SWAT teams. Red and blue lights are flashing against the windows. And inside, a captor is cornered, armed, and highly unpredictable. Human lives are on the line, and the tension is suffocating. Who does the FBI send in to defuse this powder keg? A hostage negotiator. Now, if you watch movies, you'd expect the negotiator to grab a phone and sound tough, authoritative, and dominant. But Chris Voss teaches the exact opposite. Voss developed a signature technique he calls the positive/playful voice, often called the voice of smiling. It's a warm, relaxed, encouraging voice designed to trigger a neurochemical calming effect in the brain of the person listening. But there is one absolute non-negotiable rule to making this voice work. You have to smile while you speak. Think about that for a second. The captor is inside a building. They cannot see the negotiator's face. So why does the smile matter? Because smiling physically changes the shape of your mouth and vocal cords. It alters the acoustic resonance of your voice. Even over a crackling phone line, the human ear can detect the microscopic difference in pitch and tone that a smile creates. It makes the voice sound undeniably warmer, more collaborative, and infinitely more reassuring. When that smiling voice hits the ear of an agitated hostage taker, it activates mirror neurons in their brain, involuntarily lowering their heart rate and de-escalating their fight or flight response. If a physical smile can diffuse a life or death standoff with an armed criminal over the telephone, just imagine the massive psychological leverage it gives you in a boardroom, a job interview, or on a first date. With benefits like that, it's tempting to think you should smile all the time. But that's exactly where most people go wrong. Here's the part almost nobody tells you. A smile is powerful, but only when it's used correctly. Used wrong, it can quietly work against you. Mistake number 1, smiling constantly. A permanent smile doesn't read as warm, it reads as nervous, or worse, fake. The people who make the strongest impressions aren't smiling every second. They smile at the right moments and let their face rest the rest of the time. Mistake number 2, smiling at the wrong moment. If someone is sharing troubled news, venting about a hard day, or you're in a serious negotiation, a smile can come across as dismissive, even disrespectful. Reading the room matters more than the smile itself. But what if you just don't feel like smiling in the first place? Evidence says, force it. There is a famous concept in psychology called the facial feedback hypothesis. It asks, do we smile because we're happy, or do we become happier because we smile? And also there's another question related to this that's even more interesting. Can a smile change you? Classic experiments suggest that forcing the physical muscles involved in smiling actually triggers positive feelings in your brain. You may think that smiling is only for other people. Science suggests the opposite. Your smile doesn't just change how others see you, it can subtly change how you think, feel, and behave. Don't believe me? Let's do a quick experiment right now. Grab a pen or pencil and hold it horizontally between your teeth without letting your lips touch it. Notice what your face is doing? It's forced into a Duchenne smile. Hold it there for 30 seconds and see how it feels. This famous pen-in-the-mouth experiment by psychologist Fritz Strack found that people who were forced to smile with this technique rated cartoons as funnier than those who were not smiling. Meaning, by forcing yourself to smile, you can subtly influence how you feel. Abraham Lincoln once said, "Most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be." Dwelling on negativity only pushes people away and makes life harder than it needs to be. You have the power to control your emotional state. Next time you face a minor setback, a stutter on stage, a clumsy fall, a bad day at work, just smile it off. Accept it, move forward, and watch how quickly your brain resets. Knowing all of this is interesting, but knowledge doesn't change your life. Using it does. Here are a few situations and tips where one genuine smile can completely change an interaction. 1. Start with eye contact and then smile. One of the biggest mistakes people make is smiling before they've actually acknowledged the other person. Instead, make brief eye contact, recognize them, and then let the smile naturally follow. It feels far more authentic. Example. You're walking into your office. You pass a colleague. Instead of staring at the floor, glance up, make eye contact, smile for a second, and continue walking. No conversation needed. That 1-second interaction silently makes it pleasant for both. 2. Smile when greeting someone. Whether it's good morning or how's it going, add a genuine smile. People mirror your emotional state. If you begin warmly, the conversation instantly becomes easier. 3. Before you speak. Before introducing yourself, asking a question, or entering a meeting, smile. It softens your face and makes people highly receptive to whatever you're about to say next. Compare, "Can I ask you something?" versus smile and then say, "Can I ask you something?" The words are identical, the feeling isn't. 4. Acknowledge the invisible smile at the security guard, the cashier, the janitor. Many people go through an entire day feeling completely invisible. Your smile changes that. 5. Smile during introductions. Meeting someone new can feel awkward. A smile removes much of that tension. Imagine attending an event. Instead of waiting for someone to approach, you can extend your hand and smile and then introduce yourself. Your face says, "I'm approachable," long before your words ever do. 6. While listening. Don't just smile when you talk. Smiling while listening communicates that you are interested, you understand, and you are actively enjoying their presence. People always remember those who make them feel heard. Incorporate this everywhere you go, and soon you'll notice familiar faces turning into conversations, and conversations turning into friendships and opportunities. None of these techniques are difficult. The challenge isn't learning them, it's remembering to use them. So before I let you go, I have one simple challenge for you. For the next 7 days, smile at 5 people every single day. Just a brief, genuine smile during ordinary interactions. Notice what changes. you'll discover that most people smile back, and when they do, your day becomes just a little bit lighter. If you're accepting this 7-day challenge, drop a challenge accepted in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel so you can come back and let me know how it went. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.